Hey, this is Derek Cafe with Cafe Realty. I am a commercial real estate broker specializing in investment sales, and I'm also a licensed general contractor here in the great state of Georgia. Today, I wanted to talk about what to do if you have some land and you are trying to build something on it, basically, who you need to talk to and how to get it accomplished. So, let's go on this journey. This is actually a condensed version of a presentation that I give out to different real estate investing groups throughout the Atlanta metro. So I'm going to condense down what I typically talk about. Whenever you have a piece of land, a lot of times I get people who will come to me and they'll say, hey, I have land in whatever this state is. Sometimes it's Georgia, but it could be neighboring states. I have people who say they have land in North Carolina. People have land in South Carolina. People have land here in Georgia, and they say they want to build X, Y, and Z on it. And how do they make that happen? So I'm going to talk specifically about what's happening, the process in Georgia or the different steps you go through in Georgia. This should be blanket, like the general principle of what I'm talking about should apply all throughout Georgia. Different municipalities have different things going on. So it'll vary based on your particular municipality. And by municipality, your county, whether it's the county government or you're within a city's limits, that's the municipality. So it'll be either county or a city. And so we will start with the comprehensive plan. Now, the comprehensive plan is what people typically consider the future land use map. It's basically a vision for the city or the county or whatever the municipality is. That's why I use municipality versus distinguishing between county and city. But depending on the municipality, the comprehensive plan lays out the vision for how that municipality wants the area to develop over the next 5, 10, however many years they're looking to plan out. It is a requirement actually by the Georgia Department of Community Affairs or a DCA. And states have to, or municipalities have to do it every 5 years, I want to say, to receive certain state funding. Most municipalities are going to have a comprehensive plan and it will lay out how the city wants to grow. And so when you have a piece of land, the first thing you're trying to see is what you want to build in line with that comprehensive plan. Now, there are many times where it's where the comprehensive plan and what the municipality will allow are actually in conflict. Uh, it's just the nature of the beast because the if you've ever heard of zoning, so the comprehensive plan is the vision for how the municipality wants to grow. The zoning is what allows that vision to take place to be actually built. If a place says they want more smaller houses or they want more cottage courts or they want more mixed use housing, but then you look in your zoning code and your zoning code doesn't allow any of that, then even though the vision can say we want X, Y, and Z, the zoning code can say only A, B, and C is allowed to be built. So there can be a lot of times there is a mismatch between the comprehensive plan and the zoning. But let me go back to you have a bare piece of land and you want to build whatever you want to build, whether it's a house, whether it's a mixed use building, whether it's a warehouse, whether it's a school, whatever you want to build, that's where we're starting from. So the comprehensive plan is what you're going to look at to see the city's or the municipality's vision. And so what you're looking for is if you want to build residential in this area, does the plan say that the city wants residential? And depending on the type of housing you're looking to do, you may be looking to do townhomes, which they may classify as medium density residential. And in the comprehensive plan, they say in the area where your land is located, they want low density residential, meaning only single family homes or a certain level of density will apply to that area. So you can want to put a house there and it could be residential, but the density doesn't match up. So the comprehensive plan should outline all of that. So typically where you're going to start is that comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan, and basically, let me explain what I'm talking about is documentation that you're going to want to look up because there's people you're going to want to talk to, which I'll cover in the latter half of my video. But with regards to documentation, the comprehensive plan is typically going to be the first place you start. And like I said, that's a future land use map. Now, there's also other documentation depending on where your land's located. In the state of Georgia, we have LCI studies or Livable Center Initiative studies, which are typically studies done for a city's central business district or their downtown, or if they want to create a central business district slash main street. These are plans that outline how a potential downtown can be built and what the city wants with that downtown. If your land falls within that downtown or a LCI study, then you can be governed by two documents. You can be governed both by the LCI study and the comprehensive plan. Does the vision that you have for the lot align with both the LCI study and LCI study, probably most importantly, but also the larger vision for the city and where they want to go with things. So those are two documents that can apply, and there can be other documents. I am based and live in the city of Austell, Georgia, in Cobb County, and we have several documents. We have a Austell Powder Springs Road Trail, which is supposed to be a mixed-use trail that connects downtown Austell to downtown Powder Springs and ultimately the Silver Comet Trail. So if you're buying land along that path, there's a document that applies towards development. There's documentation regarding the comprehensive plan, which is the overall city. And then there's the LCI, which is focused on the downtown area. Depending on where your land is, there may be documentation that the city has that says this is our plans for the future of that area. And so you want to make sure that what you're doing is aligned with what the city, or I'm sorry, the municipality says they want to do. Because if it is not, I can tell you, you have a long road ahead of you. And even if it is, that doesn't mean you still don't have a long road ahead of you, but it just means you're swimming with the stream versus swimming against the stream. If you have some land here in Georgia and you want to build something on it, first go for the comprehensive plan and then see if there's any other documentation that's governing where your particular property is. Now let's talk about the people you're going to need to talk to. So in any municipality, there's going to be three parties that I would typically say you're going to have to deal with to get anything built or to potentially rezone the property to the use to allow the use that you want to have on that lot. And we'll start with city council. So we'll start with city council. So city council includes your council members, and that also includes your mayor. So your mayor and council members, that is city council. Ultimately, they are the people who provide a yay or nay for your zoning or just your ability to rezone the property or to turn it into what you want to. They are a big group of influence, and ultimately the people who, whether the other two groups I'm going to mention say they want to have it happen or they don't want to have it happen, they're the group who ultimately decides whether it goes through or not. Second group is your city staff. Now, when you're looking at, I just talked about the documentation, your city staff can be your expediter to figure out what documentation applies to your parcel of land. If you want to get started and you want to get those documents, they may have it online, but if they don't, you could talk to the city staff, say, hey, maybe it's someone in your community affairs department, maybe where you're at, it's a planning and zoning department. It's going to be different names, but overall their responsibility is zoning land and maybe building permits and things of that nature. So you're going to want to go to them and build up relationships with all of these people. With every single group I'm talking about, you're going to want to build relationships. And that's going to be key to getting what you want built to be a reality. Building relationships with all of these different parties and understanding where they're coming from and making sure that what you're trying to do aligns with what they are trying to do. Basically, your goal is basically you're a developer in this case, and you are trying to align yourself with their goals. What you basically you're trying to align your goals and their goals together to come out at the end with the entitlement to build what you want to build. So, city staff is the second group of people. And the third group is the neighbors. This can be people that are both within the affected area, and I mean affected in sense like maybe it's your next door neighbors or the people across the street, or it could be people across the street, because sometimes the people aren't even anywhere near where you're building, but they might either support it or in many cases be against what you want to have built. So talking to the different city council members and mayor, city staff, and the neighbors. Those are three pivotal groups that you need to engage with to make your development a success, whether it's a single family house, whether it's a warehouse, whether it's mixed use, whether it's some townhomes, whatever it is, whether it's a duplex, triplex, etc. Whatever you're trying to build, those three groups are your key to making things happen. Now, if you're a larger developer, then most time you're probably not even looking at this video. But if you're a small scale developer such as myself, you might not have the money to throw at a consultant firm. And then what the consultant firm then does is do everything that I just talked about. Look in the comprehensive plan, look at any governing documents that apply to your parcel, LCI studies, any special projects that they have or special corridors they have. And they will talk to your city council, talk to your city staff, perhaps depending on the size of the development, build up a support with neighbors. But when you are a small to mid-sized developer, maybe you don't have the funds to throw at that. So a lot of times you're the person taking this on. So this is why I give out my presentation, because a lot of smaller scale developers just don't know the process of taking some raw land and then building what they have envisioned for it and understanding what they can build there and whether it's going to be easy to get the entitlement of the land or whether it's going to be a no man's land and just wasted money to try to have happen what you want to try to have happen. So short video today. That's basically it. If you have a piece of land, check the comprehensive plan. If it's in a downtown, check the LCI study if there is one that exists. Also check if there's any special corridors or projects that the parcel sits within, and then read these documents. Also, you're going to want to get in touch to understand the city council members and the mayor. Also understanding the city staff and their goals and vision for things along with the neighbors. And if you can craft a development that ticks all the boxes for these groups, a lot of times you have a great chance of success of making whatever you're trying to build happen. Now, it doesn't mean if you still tick the box of all these things, your development could absolutely still not go through. That is just something that happens in the development space. You can meet everybody's needs, and for whatever reason, things get denied. But you have a much more likely chance of building what you're trying to build if you can understand the city or the municipality's vision and do a development that aligns with that. My name's Derek Cafe again. I'm with Cafe Realty. We are an investor and commercial real estate brokerage. If you are in the Atlanta area and you are looking to develop land into a myriad of things, you feel free to give me a call. As I said, I'm a commercial real estate broker and licensed general contractor. So I'd love to help you out, and I will see you on the next video.